it'll start now. Let's just go. Begin.
Hello, podcast number 2 here with the crew. Today is going to be a more chill podcast. I really want you guys to get to know us all as a crew. So we're going to be talking about our childhood, how we grew up, what we did, all the good stuff, mostly good stuff. So first question that I would like to ask you all is that what is one of your fondest memories like growing up? Whether that was something that you guys got into or something that you got. I'm gonna start off with that.
Mine was Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm gonna hear Creed.
Yeah, I'm here like
It's like fresh in my mind. So I remember, I don't know if y'all remember Landmark Mall when it was like popping. So there was a Sears that was always connected to the Landmark Mall, and that's where I was shopping with my mom, getting stuff for school. But I remember going by where the arcade was, or where they sold video games and stuff, and it was around the time where the TV was set up there, so you had to like break your neck to play the video game.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing Sonic the Hedgehog up on the screen, and I didn't know really like how to read.
Yeah.
So I went up to my mom. I was like, Mom, I want this game, because Sonic goes like stands like that. And my mom was like, oh yeah, no, we'll wait until your birthday or whatever. And my birthday was a ways away. Comes Christmas time, I get a box. Open the box. Sega Genesis with Sonic the Hedgehog in there.
Nice.
I had Mortal Kombat in there.
Oh man.
You guys remember Vector Man?
Yes.
Vector Man, I definitely heard of that. I don't think I played.
I never had a Sega Genesis. My sister opened up a fresh Nintendo. It's like the original Nintendo.
Well, since we're on the topic of like the classic stuff, it was like me and my sister were at my aunt's house in DC, and she had a whole backyard. We decided to start digging. We dig dirt and stuff like that. Yes, you dig dirt. There's nothing else that you can dig. We came across a classic Nintendo Color game, but it somehow still worked. And it was like the classic Mario, the 2D Mario from like 1970.
So somebody buried their
Nintendo Color game and then came across
Game Boy Color?
Like a Game Boy, yeah, Game Boy Color. I said Nintendo Color.
My favorite memory of all video games, since we're talking about video games, this is not my
Yeah,
favorite.
right.
But for my 5th birthday, my mother got me the gold cartridge Zelda. This is my first video game I ever got. First video game I ever got. Yeah, I still have it.
Yeah.
She wrapped it up in a towel, so I thought that my gift was a towel. And as I unrolled the towel, the game flopped out, and it was like one of the most exciting days of all for me.
Definitely.
I think like my fondest memory is after we would go to Lee District, we would go swimming, and we would go to Springfield Mall and go to Timeout, the arcade. Like when I saw it the first time he took us, I was like, yo, this is like the best version of Chuck E. Cheese ever. So after that, only Timeout, no more Chuck E. Cheese. That's like, I think that for me is like my fondest memory.
Like all these stories that you guys are talking about, keep bringing like the Nintendo thing you were talking about. My first memory playing video games ever was my parents and 2 of my uncles and then one of my cousins. It was the first time I would ever stay up late. I mean, when I say late, it was like 10 p.m., 10:30.
For kids, yeah.
But they were playing the very first Mario. Because I wasn't good enough, to beat any of it. So I would get frustrated and they would all help. And then at that point, it was just them playing while I was watching. And then from there, I remember just going, like the next system I got was a Super Nintendo. And I remember it being in newspaper and I was like, what is this? And I opened it. And that was when I first started getting into the games. And it always has good memories of like nostalgia. With Chrono Trigger was my that was the game that I loved.
We played Super Mario Brothers, the first one, me and my sister. And you're either Mario or you're Luigi. I'm always Luigi. I'm the younger brother. And you know how if you're like one person's playing, the other person can still press pause when you're playing Mario. So my sister would do this every time I would be running to jump over the hole. She would press pause.
Oh my gosh.
So I would be halfway, right? And then when you unpause it, you don't keep going, you just go straight there. This is an accurate representation of how my sister treated me for the first 7 or 8 years of my life.
You know what my sister did, right? When I was first born, like literally just coming home, I was in the back seat. I was obviously doing what baby's doing. Nothing. She pinched me. She pinched me right away. Doing what babies normally do, nothing. And then she pinched me for no reason.
But Florida still does that now.
I know that. But I can't believe, like, she told me that memory, and how she described it, she pinched me. I would start crying. My parents would be like, "What happened?" She's like, "I don't know. I don't know what happened."
I still feel like that's an accurate description of Floria right now.
Yeah, and my sister didn't become nice to me until I stood up to her. Because I never stood up to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until I was 8 or 9. We were about to have dinner, and she was like, poking at me, not like literally poking, but like saying things to like upset me. And I had my fork and knife. And I slammed it down on the plate. And I was like, I hate you. Slammed it down. And like stood up for myself. And then from that day on, she became the best sister of all time.
That's awesome.
There was another moment. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Because you guys thought when I said I had my fork and knife.
Yeah.
I did with a fork one time.
Oh my god.
This is when I was young.
Yeah.
And I just reached across the table and just stuck it right in her forehead.
Are you serious?
Right in her forehead. I swear. I wasn't strong. I was a kid.
Well,
yeah, you were
I was
good.
probably a toddler.
Yeah.
So it didn't. I remember it making marks, but it definitely didn't stick.
Yeah.
Okay.